software is 20 years old.
Dragon speech recognition software, even as we speak as we're recording on the east coast of the US, it's still having its 20th birthday party.
Wow, we should have cake today. We've got tea. We should have tea and cake.
We should have green dragon cake, I think, yeah. So Dragon came into being, it was the world's first continuous speech recognition software. Before that, there was speech recognition software. There was even a Dragon product called Dragon Dictate where you had to speak like this, which got boring very quickly. But in 1997, Dragon speech recognition was launched, and that was the world's first affordable continuous speech recognition where it would understand normal speech.
Wow, that's
Where were you 20 years ago,
Oh,
Cath?
gosh. Well, you know, hey, I was just a child, really.
A wee thing, yeah. So I wanted to maybe start and just take a shot of where we are with speech recognition, because this is another piece of technology. Do you recognise this?
Oh God, I actually don't. I really don't. I don't think I was an early adopter. So yeah.
Okay. So this is a Newton Message Pad 2000, which was the first an Apple device designed to run with handwriting. And 20 years ago, that's what I was doing. I was working with this device. Apple had a little centre for mobile information systems in Australia, and that's what I was doing 20 years ago.
So you would have been an early adopter?
I was an early adopter. But I mean, the point I want to make about this is that this is what a smart tablet was 20 years ago, and it was a fairly large device.
Like a brick.
It was a bit like a brick, and it got a bad rep because the first version of the Newton didn't do handwriting recognition very good. But by this time, it was really good, and because it's hardware, it went away, and then it came back later in the forms of, you know, iPhones and iPads and the Samsung devices that we've got around and all those sorts of things. So over that 20 years, it's gone from being a brick to being a really useful device that's ubiquitous, that everybody has. And speech recognition, so that was 20 years old last week. This week, it's Dragon's turn, and Dragon speech recognition now, 20 years on, is kind of becoming an adult now. It's ready for prime time. It's ready to be used by everybody.
Okay, so the Newton was 20 years ago, and I mean, typically, voice recognition software was really bad all that time ago, and has it really improved much?
Amazingly so. So compare that message pad with the modern iPad, for example. Much lighter, much faster, connects to the world. It's a similar sort of thing with speech recognition.
Right.
Things are much better now. And the latest Dragon technology just works out of the box. It used to take, those of you that tried it many years ago, it used to take days, weeks, months to train. Yeah. And now it's instant. You just go in, you check the microphone, you have your profile, you're ready to go.
Right. So you really could improve your productivity that way?
Absolutely. So as we all know, you can speak at least 3 times faster than you can type.
Yeah, no,
so
I can.
I know. Many people can. And even if you only use Dragon to do a draft of your document, you're still at least twice as fast as typing.
So typically, who would be using Dragon voice dictation?
So it's a niche now because everybody has smartphones, and for most people, what you've got on your smartphone is all you need. But for people who do a lot of documentation for a living, Dragon lets you do documents much faster, and documents in the very broad sense. So that mostly means things online these days, or we're not writing those 30-page reports these days. We're doing emails, we're doing blog entries, we're doing that sort of thing. So.
Right, okay. So what sort of sectors are using it?
So the traditional sectors have always been people like doctors and lawyers, many of whom actually, the older people, learned how to dictate in university. It was part of the basic skills package. Yeah. But nowadays, it's very broad. So again, we've got these people that are working with technology, putting content online, and Dragon is ideal for them.
Yeah, and you mentioned training it. So it works out of the box, but then why would you need to train it?
So unlike other speech recognition software, the sort of things you give commands to, you know, to tell it to turn the lights on or whatever, Dragon actually knows what you sound like, and it learns about what you write about. Oh. So it also learns as it goes along. So if it does make mistakes, you can train it and it will get better. Now, all of this has always been true, but now it's so much better, so much faster, and so much easier to use.
That sounds fantastic. I mean, you could literally dictate, you know, I don't know, you could documents, shopping lists.
It's like documents, emails, blogs, books, that sort of thing.
Right,
yeah.
Cool. I mean, so you could actually write an entire book just by speaking it?
Many people do, yes. So a lot of people, particularly those without any assistance, which is most of us these days, just write their own books using Dragon.
Wow.
So you're going to write a book, right?
Well, yeah.
I think you should.
You've kind of put me on the spot.
And how long did you give yourself?
Well, I might have gotten a bit carried away by my excitement. I did commit to write a book, and I also said that I would write a book in 30 days because we had Richard Webster on the show last season, and he writes a book every 30 days. So
So this is just the first book.
Yeah. Okay. One book. I'm going to write one book, and.
All right. Well, to make it interesting, I'll bet you a bottle of red wine that you can't write a book in 30
Red
days.
wine? No. Champagne.
You want some champagne? Certainly.
No way.
You're on.
I'm
You're on.
upscaling all the time.
French champagne, the real champagne. There's no other champagne, right?
Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. It's been really exciting, and I'm particularly excited about how Dragon
My
can help
pleasure, Kath, and I look forward to seeing the book.
Fabulous. Thank you. This is me dictating using Dragon software. Full stop. I can't believe I've committed to write a book in 30 days! Exclamation mark. This is brilliant. This is going to be easy. I must talk 2,000 words before breakfast.